Hello, I'm Willie Stevens.
And I'm Brandy Stevens.
And welcome to the Journey of Us podcast.
Welcome to episode 4, where we will talk about travels. I feel like I'm a pretty good traveler. I've grown over the years. I will say that I know that I'm an excellent navigator. My dad taught me early on how to pay attention to road signs and how to make sure that I know how the interstates are flowing, north, south, east, west, all of that.
And I feel as if you are also. I am not. And so I think that is one of the reasons why I prefer to drive, because you're such a good navigator. And I don't have MapQuest anymore, especially early on. And you jump from MapQuest to then Google. And now the interim, we going from MapQuest over to Google, sometimes MapQuest doesn't tell you everything you need to know. And now Google, sometimes the roads are mixed up. And so, I'm glad you are strong in a weak spot of mine.
Oh, you make that sound so good. So it's not that you don't like my driving. It's just that you want to utilize my strengths of the navigation. Is that what it is? It has nothing to do with my driving.
Well, I will say that, it could be two things at once, but let's just move on.
So I guess let's talk about our first flight. So Actually, our first flight together was your first flight.
Yes, it was my first flight. It was Colorado, wasn't it?
No, Buffalo.
Buffalo. We went to Niagara Falls. That was my first flight. And I knew absolutely nothing as far as how to get or navigate the actual airport. I didn't know really the signs. I didn't know what they meant. And so, I'm glad you had some experience on that side of it.
Did you have any expectation with airport travel and flying?
I felt like I was going to be nervous. I was thinking about, okay, this is going to be feeling like a roller coaster ride or something. I wasn't sure about what turbulence actually felt like. And so, there was some nerves there, but I just put my headphones on and I tried to act as if I was completely fine, but I was terrified inside.
Really?
Yeah, I was.
Never would have known that.
Yeah. I'm a good actor.
Oh, are you?
I am.
I remember that. He said that. I'm gonna remember that. Okay, so as far as travel goes, road trips or flights?
I enjoy the road trips, of course, because it's more of us talking. But I enjoy the flights because it allows us to go places we just don't normally go sometimes.
Yeah.
And so, it's really according to what I'm feeling at the time.
And I think we've learned and just become, I guess, more in sync as far as travel goes. We like early flights. We like to go ahead and get there. We get to the airport early. We're not those people. Now, we have been those people running to the gate, but it wasn't our fault.
Yeah, because of late.
I would spend the night in the airport. I have never experienced it in my whole life, and it was not a very pleasant experience. But
and so I think preferably I would prefer to fly because I would like to see things that I hadn't seen before. Most of the places that we can go to or we can drive at this point, we've already seen it a few times. And so now I'm more of in the position where I want to see things that we see in history books. I want to see those places. And so they're going to require travel.
So let's talk about the cruise, 2015, Cozumel. Do you remember what was the thought behind going on a cruise? I think we heard people talking about them, and it was just kind of like, hey, we should try that.
Yeah, and I think for me, it was more of an opportunity to see something I had never seen before. It was relatively inexpensive, but we got the cheapest room with that little porthole. We couldn't hardly see anything out of it because it was a dirty window. And I just wanted to be able to experience that. I wanted to be able to take you somewhere that we hadn't gone before together.
Leaving the country.
Yeah.
That was my first time out the country.
Yeah, I wanted a new experience.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did too.
Yes, something new. Being in Mexico and enjoying that was got our first itch scratched.
Yeah, and it was a 4-day cruise.
Yeah, I think so.
Out of New Orleans.
Yes.
4-day cruise. Yeah, and I really enjoyed it. And I think that at that time I thought 4 days is a long time. But now I wouldn't do a 4-day because it's not enough time.
Okay. So with Cozumel, I would say the food was good. I enjoyed seeing the Mayan ruins.
Yeah, it was hot, but I enjoyed seeing those ruins. The food was okay. I used to look forward to the food because I know a lot of people say that's the time to gorge. You eat as much as you want, but food was just okay to me. I wasn't a big fan. I'm still not a real big fan of eating a lot on cruises anymore.
Yeah. I did karaoke that one night.
Yeah.
Did you remember that?
I do remember you doing. I don't remember what
Okay.
you're saying, but I do remember you
I
doing
sang
it.
I Am Every Woman.
Did you?
I did.
Are you?
I am. And we saw the shows. I will say then we were a little conservative as far as like the things that we were doing. So like, I mean, we don't necessarily gamble.
In the traditional sense.
Well, yeah, I know what you mean. And so some of the things we just weren't interested in doing, but I think looking back now, like we're more active and taking advantage of more of the experiences just to, really enjoy it all. Definitely was worth it.
I guess in 2015, of course, we couldn't afford going on all those excursions and all that anyway.
Yeah,
And
we
so
did a couple of them.
we did, but we had limited financial flexibility, so we had to, to limit what we did. But I will say when we went on some of the others, I think when we went to Niagara Falls, I had a great time. I think we experienced the Maid of the Mist.
Lord, it was so cold.
We had to go buy
It
a
was
jacket.
raining. It was what, like
In the 20s. Yeah, it was in the 20s. We were going under the waterfall. We took the helicopter ride.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It was absolutely beautiful. But I've always been the one searching and seeking after something that I have not done before.
Yeah.
And so I think that was just an opportunity for us because honestly, I will say that we may have saw 8 black people
In Buffalo?
in Buffalo.
I
Yeah.
don't remember.
They're at the restaurant.
It was a good time
It was a good time though.
experiencing new things. Do you have a preference over road trip, cruise, or flying directly somewhere?
Well, as far as in general, like I say, I prefer, well, I think it's according to where I am, what I need at that time. When I want to see something new, I want to fly. However, when I want to disconnect, I want to take a cruise,
yeah.
because you don't have the phone service and all of that.
Yeah.
So people can't be calling you. They can't be texting you. You have to want to talk to them on the
Yeah.
cruise. And that's what I do like about that.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing that I enjoy about cruises too. Like you really get the opportunity to disconnect. And now that we have started getting the balcony room, that's all I need. I can sit out there all day
Yeah.
long. So
And so let me ask you this. What vacation that we've gone on together that you prefer over all the rest of them?
I think for me, Hawaii.
I would say Hawaii also.
Yeah.
Hawaii, yeah.
It's like the top.
I wasn't a fan of the beach.
At Waikiki?
And yeah, I wasn't a fan of that
That
beach.
was man-made,
It
right?
was a man-made beach. One of the beaches that they had was man-made.
But we went to a real beach too.
Yeah, we did. But I think, just the whole idea, the experience, seeing the geysers, I just had a great time. And so I think Hawaii is probably going to be either Hawaii or Colorado.
Of
I
course.
love Colorado. All the
Yeah.
snow, all the snowmobiles. I thought we were going to die. We just had a wonderful
It
time.
was tough going around that mountain. I was very concerned. And I was on one by myself, wasn't I?
No, we were on
No,
one
we were together.
Yes, yeah.
That was
And we had-
another trip I was by
Yeah,
myself.
and we had to white out, so we couldn't see anything. You had to stop. And then there were no rails going up the mountains, so we were like maybe
On
2
the
feet. Yeah,
edge.
2 feet going around curves on the mountain, and we can look over and see the bottom or the base of the mountain. And so it was nerve-wracking, but it was amazing.
It was
It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah. I think Hawaii, the waterfall too.
Yes.
Hiking up to the waterfall. It was enjoyable as well.
And what's the funny part about all of this is that we're doing things that I dreamed of doing.
Yeah.
And
Me too.
I don't want to leave this earth without experiencing it. And so I think that's one of the reasons why I'm one that will tell you on Friday, let's fly out and go to Europe on Saturday, because that's just my opportunity to see something that I hadn't seen before. Because I never thought that we were just, the week before we decided to go to Europe for 15, 16 days. I didn't even think about it. But when I feel it, we go. And I enjoy that, we have the ability to do that and also the flexibility so that we can actually get those things done. But
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Can I just insert something right here?
Yeah.
So like that spontaneity for you of who you are is different. And it's very contrary to who I am.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And so I've had to learn to be really flexible because I want to plan it out from A to Z. I want to have a plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I want to make sure everything is in line. The budget is in line. We've taken off of work. We've done this and we've done that. And then you're just like, okay, tomorrow morning, let's go.
Yeah.
So
I always wanted that, though.
what it was.
I wanted the ability to just say, let's go to New York tomorrow.
I mean, I get the ability, but
Yeah.
for me, I still have the need to plan it out.
Yeah.
But I've learned to be flexible and just kind of say, okay.
And I will say, out of all of our trips, you've planned all of them except the European one.
Yeah.
I planned it from the beginning to the end,
Yeah.
and look what that got us.
So what do you think, or what would have been a compromise that had to come up with travel or just period between the two of us?
Well, I think mostly what I had to compromise is, well, areas what I have to compromise is when we're different and you want to plan and I want to go, and understanding that it's not always about me, and also understanding that I'm not the only one that is going, and I want to make sure that both of us have a good time. And so sometimes I have to compromise from the standpoint of not wanting to interfere with your trip. I don't really have a lot of compromise as far as travel.
You don't?
No.
So I wouldn't say a compromise, but it's like we always have an issue with what we're going to eat. You know what I'm saying? I know that's small, but sometimes for me, it gets frustrating because I'm tired of making decisions. I've been on this excursion all day. I will say on this last cruise, I had to compromise with the fact that you wanted to do something at every port when I just wanted to chill. And so that's how it is on vacations now. At this point of my life, I realize that you want to be active and I want to be active too, but I want time to just relax and do nothing.
Yeah.
And I think that we're different in that way, which is kind of what you were saying earlier. We're different. You'll get your rest, but I want to rest. Like I want to sleep in. I want to lay around. I just want to do absolutely nothing. But
I'm different because I can't.
You want to get
sleep
up and
in.
go.
Yeah, I can't sleep in because I'm so used to getting up at 6 o'clock every morning. And so I have to get up and do something, because if I don't, what's going to happen is I'm going to get a headache because I'm going to be sitting in the bed for 3 hours waiting for you to wake up. So I guess that's a compromise. You stay in bed when you wanted to get some rest.
You don't have to stay in bed. Get up and go do something.
I like to open the curtain.
Well, go outside. You don't have to open the curtain. Let me be in my little cocoon, and then you go and enjoy yourself. That's the compromise right there.
Okay, well, we're going to have to consider that next time.
And then because I compromise when I want to lay down. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, this is what we're doing today. We get up and we go do what we have to do. I used to complain a whole lot. I think I've dialed it back a little bit.
I would say that, most of my compromise is really not travel based. Most of my compromise is more so in our relationship. Before we get to the travel portion of it, I think I had to come to the realization that you're better at some things than I am.
Vice versa.
I had to make sure that I compromise and understand that I'm not always the person that's going to have to make every decision here. I have to step back sometimes and let you lead in areas that you're strong in. And then I'll take it back in areas that I'm strong in. And so I think from a relationship standpoint, I had to learn that I don't always have to be the one that's making all the decisions.
Thank you for tuning in for this first season of Journey of Us. Be sure to stay connected as we talk about more on relationships and travel. We're going to dig into some relationship style questions and answers, and we want to know what you want to hear from us.
Tune in next time on The Journey of Us.